There's one on the upper deck and two more on the main deck, hanging on both sides towards the back of the cabin. If you have any questions about any life-saving equipment, definitely a really good look at some of our local residents here. Got dolphins less than a week old. So you'll stay there for about a week. So there's definitely some very small dolphin in this little pond.
Parece la mamá, que hay más grandes. Boca también, o si luego juegan con ellos.
You will never find this species of dolphin in any marine park. Out in the wild in large groups like this, large vast bodies of water, huge family units persisting. Put you in a helmet and a life jacket and bring you through these cool arches and caves and caverns. Check out some nice views. And it might not look like it, but you can actually squeeze a kayak right through the bottom keyhole arch here, depending on the tide. And opened up in the sea floor due to plate tectonics, and magma began to ooze out of the Earth's crust rapidly as it came in contact with the cold ocean water, which also rapidly cooled and hardened, leaving lots of gas pockets or air pockets. And over time, with weather, water conditions, winds, these rocks are actually very soft and porous and will erode a lot of these rocks away and find the weak spots in the island. Makes for some pretty cool arches and views out here. And you might have noticed all the animal out here on the Anacapa Islands, and that is the deer mouse. Pretty cool little bird. You see him struggling to get off the water, just very waterlogged and heavy when diving. It looks like a church. And there's actually some water tanks behind that church facade. Back when the Coast Guard owned this island and manned the islands, they did have their freshwater source in the form of water tanks. Had a lot of commercial fishermen out here that did not agree with the law enforcement that Coast Guard provided for them, so they would actually take some guns and shoot at the water tanks. So definitely look down at the water. The visibility is pretty nice. Enjoy the views. Anacapa Lighthouse out here was actually the very last lighthouse to be built on the west coast back in the 1930s. And it only took a few marine accidents to propose this idea to have some more navigational aids for boaters out technology. So that shipping lane does cut a lot of time off for them. And for other people like the Winfield Scott who's trying to win a race. But we do use these lighthouses out here. The foghorn goes off about every 14 seconds, and the light will turn on, make it dark or low visibility. But if you guys don't have your cameras or phones out already, we are coming up on the Anacapa Arch. That was thought to have discovered these islands. And we like to call it House of the Pelicans because of how much time they spend up there. See all that white coloration all over these rocks, all over the island. That is actually bird guano. Lots to see. Definitely make sure you do some research first, have the right fishing license, know your limits. There's lots of different rules and regulations brought on by California Fish and Wildlife. They do have boats that will come out here and board boats and check for all that stuff. So it's a nice way to get some fresh dinner. As long as you're following all the rules, very important for our environment. So if you look very, very closely, kind of near the water's edge over on those rocks, kind of blend in with the rocks, but if you look hard and closely, carefully, you'll see a little few lumps laying on the rocks. I am seeing some sea lions up there. And these sea lions are doing what we call hauling out. This is how he is. Rocks there. Pretty cool to watch. I like when they jump back in the water. Anyway, if they didn't do this hauling out, they probably wouldn't survive as long. They also haul out to evade predators, which out here, their main predators are great white sharks and our transient orcas.